I want to get that. I kind of want to get. Have y'all seen that Uniweld tuning fork made for reversing valves? The
No.
brazing tip.
Oh yeah,
No.
You have, Zach?
yeah. I've seen it. I haven't been able to use
You
it.
haven't? Yeah, I want to order it and try it if I ever have to do another one. But yeah, because I had to do a ream reversing valve on a 2020 unit this summer. It was leaking from the base where it goes into the valve. So those are upside down. So you got the big tubes at the top. So I just took a sawzall to the top of the valve.
And just cut it.
Just took a saw because the stuff's going to go down,
Right.
and it's fine because I got the discharge line, off first.
Everybody freaks out about that, but it like you say, the chips are gonna be down. Then you just
the other ones and then I got about that far of the copper. I'm still going to remove.
You can use tin snips as well.
Yeah, that works good too.
I couldn't, man. I don't know. Maybe my grip strength's not what Eric says for.
What size was it?
7/8.
7/8.
It was half inch.
I don't know if I've done tin snips on 7/8.
You gotta probably crush it with pliers first.
It was a mini split.
Yeah, I did. I
was a mini
split.
split.
I just it was like this thing was some thick copper on that valve. But I just couldn't get it, and I had the bulldog snips and everything.
What I always do is instead of trying to braze those in place is just get the pipe orientation out, and usually there's somewhere you can unsweat really close, or you can just make another fitting, because some of those to try to braze them in place is just not even worth the trouble.
Well, this one was quicker to do it this way.
Yeah.
But the thing that bit me was trying to get all three pipes hot enough to get that valve back on. That was.
I usually take the tubing expander.
You unsweated the whole valve?
Nope. So I cut the valve with a sawzall, and then I unsweated each stuff. Yes, when I was getting the new valve, because it won't go on. I had to start heating up all three, kind of moving my torch back and forth to finally get that valve to go.
No, just sand them. Sand them until it goes in there, and if you have a big glob somewhere, file it off.
Yeah.
And then until that valve slides in.
Get your little Dremel in there.
But if I had that Uniweld tip, it's like got three little flames to hit
it
three
does
pipes
all of them at
once.
the same time.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're going to burn a hole in that thing.
Well, I probably wouldn't use that to braze it, but I'd probably use that to get the new valve on the pipes.
I've had the best luck just sanding them until they slide on.
Yeah.
With sandpaper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see it.
It doesn't usually take long because they're not off by that much, unless you got a big glob somewhere.
I've done the expander.
Then you could even heat it up and just try to get the glob off first. Huh?
Or file it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done the expander, put some electrical tape around it, kind of like overexpand it a little bit, just so it slips in there a little bit better.
Yeah, that's a good trip too.
Yeah.
So here's your tip right here.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there it is. Will you order that for me, Zach?
8 flames.
Yeah. It's I don't think we need this.
See that the base is flexible. It said too, because that's what I was like. I'm not gonna be able to get that in anywhere.
I just use a turbo torch and get in there.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with a turbo torch?
I'll braze that thing in there like there's no tomorrow.
Braze a wide area. I'm gonna braze the.
You might set the
area.
unit on fire.
Exactly. Then that helps. Then the unit's putting BTUs in it for you.
Yeah.
I just try to light the pine straw at the bottom on fire to give a general heat while I'm working.
It's like, was this unit black before? Oh yeah.
No, it's more black now. I'm gonna show you the one I had. This tip right here, I had this one for brazing around the sides of them, and I had another variation of this one that was the captain's hook that just kind of wrapped around the piping so you could braze all sides at one time.
Did you use it? Did you like it?
This one right here, I did use it, but what I ended up doing is the way it comes to you, it's I kind of bend it to the shape that I wanted and used it that way. It seemed to work pretty good because some of the spots it would allow you to run the solder around real easy.
Yeah,
it was very helpful. But I mean, it was like 1% of the time that it was useful. But it was real useful that 1% of the time.
There's times where it's like, oh, I could use that, but then I have to walk back to my truck. Let me just hit it real quick.
Yeah, let me try it the original way first, and then like, oh, I got it.
Well,
okay.
That's like I use the turbo torch. And what is it? I think an AA tip or something like that. I'm supposed to be brazing with like a little tiny tip. Forget it. I'm just going to use a big tip on everything.
That's what I use. I use a Rosebud tip on everything that's for 1.5 inches. 3/8 copper, it just instantly heats it up, and you just dab the solder, and you're done.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Rosebud. I don't know. I have one. I like it for yes, and
it's great for unsweating.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. I'll use it when I'm unsweating a compressor, but other than that, I just like the good old number 2. Heavily used tip when you've dropped it, and it kind of like feathers the flame out a little better when they're brand new. I almost have to like.
I think I have a number 1 or 0 for dryers, but
see, I don't. That to me, I don't like the little tiny stream that's like shooting out that far. So I just stick to number 2. Turn the volume way down.
Here's a question for you, fine gentlemen. What pressure do you set your oxygen acetylene on? When you're typically brazing, like you're brazing like 3/4 inch suction line, and
7 and 15.
7 and 15.
7 and 10.
7 and 10.
I'm air settling, so I just turn it on.
Although for the last couple years, I have the Western brand or West Tech. You can't adjust them, so I have no idea what they're set at.
Oh, you can't adjust them?
No.
I thought this dude said it's supposed to be 10 and 10 because I ran them way higher. I ran oxygen closer to 20 and then acetylene to 10.
Really, 10 and 20 is fine. 7 and 15, it's not really that big a difference.
You just
another trick, and I see people have this problem with their torch handles a lot, is if the handles on your torch handle are really sensitive, underneath is the packing screws, and if you tighten those a little bit, it'll make more resistance and the knobs, so you won't be like way overshooting the adjustment you're trying to make on your flame.
Yeah, that one I figured out. Yeah, that one was I got to the point where I couldn't even hardly turn them. I was like, okay, I need to loosen this up a little.
In the hallway of a customer's house, full of acetylene going off. Whoops.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes if they're that loose, you could just bump your handle against something while you're brazing, and it turns your torch off, or just drastically changes the setting.
It goes way up.
A big acetylene fireball, and getting soot on everything.
Yeah.
I have to do that to tanks sometimes when I get into Excellion tank. It seems like they tighten that packing nut down so much you're about to strip you're just about to strip out the little nub.
Yeah.
So loosen up that packing nut some and then tighten it back down once you get it broken free.
You know what bothers me?
I like to snap them off and then send them back so that they learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
Yeah, but what do you do when that's your only spare?
Then you go get another tank. Say that dang spindle snapped.
Yeah.
Eric's paid hourly.
If you want to watch more videos just like this one, click on this playlist right here. If you want to see our brand new video, click right here. If you want to find out more about the great sponsors that make this show happen, click up here. And to join our email list where I notify you when we're going live, click right here.